top European cash game pros have assembled alongside up-and-coming stars to take part in one of the most anticipated cash games of the year. Some have arrived on the back of glorious wins and made reputations, while others are here to build their own.
I'm pretty excited. This is my first time playing a TV cash game, so I've played cash games for the last 3 years, so I'm not too nervous or anything. Expecting it to be like any other cash game that I play with.
Featuring a mixed lineup of seasoned pros and online specialists, including the 2008 Irish Open winner and the 2008 World Series of Poker main event champion.
I never have an idea how I'm going to play. Maybe you know. Do you know how I'm going to play?
I'll probably be feeling my way into the game, which is good. You know, I don't want to get too busy early. I want to see how the other people play.
The stakes are high as the players risk not only their reputations but also their own money in this no-limit cash game where a seat at the table costs a minimum of €10,000. This game is all about raking in the money. Lose and they can call on the banker, get back in the game and attempt to get out of the red. Whether they're here for the challenge or the money, only one thing is certain. This is the clash of the season, where players have come to do battle and claim the title of European Cash Game Champion. Before we get to the action, here's our starting lineup. In seat 1 is Albert Iverson. Along with 3 cash finishes in the 2008 WSOP, he recently placed 4th at the EPT in Budapest. To date, he's accrued nearly $500,000 in tournament winnings. Sitting beside him in seat 2 is the Danish sensation Peter Eastgate. By being crowned the 2008 WSOP main event champion, he pocketed $9.2 million and became the youngest player ever to win the event at the tender age of 22. In seat 3 is our only non-European player, Eric Liu. The American high-limit online specialist finished 4th in the 2008 London EPT and has amassed over $560,000 in tournament winnings for the year. In seat 4 is Neil Channing. 2008 was a great year for this Englishman who became Irish Open champion and cashed on an amazing 7 separate occasions in the WSOP in Las Vegas. In seat 5 is German-born Christoph Haller. A former backgammon, chess and blackjack player, Haller has had many major festival event wins in several variations of poker. Sitting in seat 6 is English businessman Sammy Any2 George. Known for his loose style of play and lively banter, he will literally gamble with any 2 cards. Heralding from Northern Ireland, Andy Black's in seat 7 and his tournament winnings to date exceed $4 million. His biggest success came when he finished 5th at the 2005 WSOP main event. He's currently number 1 on the all-time Irish money list. In seat 8 is Riku Virisari, who concludes our lineup. Born in Finland, Riku is a high-stakes online specialist who's recently taken a break from the tables to travel the globe. Hello everyone and welcome to the Poker Heaven European Cash Game. This is a high-stakes poker clash between some of the best poker brains on the planet. We're going to get big pots, big action, and we're going to have a lot of fun as well. I'm Nick Welthall, and with me to guide us through everything that's going to take place is high-stakes poker professional Gary Jones. Great to have you here, Gary.
Thank you, Nick. Great to be here.
Keeping all of the action straight, and he might be needed giving some of the characters at the table, is our floor manager, Barry Mundy. There he is. He's smiling now. I'm sure he'll be smiling at the end as well. We're going to be playing 25, 50 euro deep stack poker. All of these players have at least 10,000 euros in front of them. And already the banter started. Pretty soon the poker's going to start. It's an exciting lineup, Gary.
Yeah, there's some very big names in the cash world and in the tournament world as well. In the centre in red, Neil Channing, the Irish Poker Open champion and a very good high-stakes cash player. Regularly cleans up at the Victoria Casino in London. Sitting next to him there is Eric Liu, high-stakes player and regular writer for Card Runners. In the middle of those 3 is Peter Eastgate, one of the November 9 from the 2008 World Series of Poker.
Yeah, also high-stakes cash game player in his own right. That's Albert Iverson, who's opened our first pot.
That was the worst I've ever seen, man.
He's raised it to 200. Do you think we'll see that as the standard open, or
Cool. Probably somewhere between 150 and 200, I'd expect. It's quite strange. I quite often find the first hand of any cash game really seems to set the tone
That's what I was
of what
asking,
the opening bet is actually going to be. So we'll just have to see if everyone else falls in line with that.
Well, Christoph Haller flat calls this opening raise. There's Christoph in the white shirt.
9-3-4.
And catches a bit of this flop, but so does Albert.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of action here. It's top pair for Christoph, and nut flush draw,
325.
Yeah, no, I knew
and 2 overs for Albert.
Cool.
I was just trying to open it up.
Bet and a call.
7.
And
That's going to be a really nice card for Christoph. We'll have to see how this one pans out. This could be a very big pot for the first hand.
how would you play this if you're Albert? Are you going to fire again? It's tough to get
1,025.
Christoph off anything, isn't it, with the 7?
It really is, and it's kind of a hand that is quite obvious. You might be representing an overpair, but you're also quite
Ace.
likely to be representing just the ace of clubs, and now he's made it more expensive for him to see the river.
Action on our first hand here. These players have come to play. Nice to see. And it's going to be 2,000 for Albert to call, 5,000 in the pot.
Pass.
Well, he's decided not to pursue his club flush draw. Probably thinks he's not quite getting his odds. 2,000 to win 5,000, and it's going to be fairly obvious if he does catch it. The one card he wouldn't want to see, of course, would be the 7 of clubs.
Can he do anything differently? I mean, if he check calls the turn, it's kind of flipping his hand face up a little bit, isn't it?
Exactly. So I think he's just managed to get away from it and not lose any more money in the pot. I think he's actually played that quite well.
Nice start for Christoph Haller. Always nice to take one off with 9-7 and end up with top 2, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
And how is Iske going to move his cards this
The
time?
button will be on Andy Black. You can already hear him talking. He's never short of a word or two.
No, quite a character, Andy. I'm expecting him to be the life and soul of this cash game.
Pass. Pass.
He can hear you.
200.
Well, there we go. 200 from Christoph, fresh off his previous hand's victory.
That's Andy Black, and next to him, Riku Virasari. Virasari? I've got it out of the way now. I'm calling him Riku for the rest of the day. How would you pronounce it, Gary?
Riku is how I pronounce
Oh,
it.
Good call.
Germany 2, rest of the world.
To get started, one player is made the nominated dealer or button. Then the 2 players to the left post the small and big blinds. These are forced bets to get the action started. The big blind is always double the small, but unlike a tournament, the blinds rarely change. However, they are sometimes increased to spice up the action. We start here with 25 and 50 euros. Once the blinds are posted, everyone is dealt 2 cards. We have a round of betting. Then 3 cards are placed face up on the table called the flop. These are the community cards for all the players to use. Then we have another round of betting, after which the 4th card, the turn, is placed in the middle. This is followed by some more betting, and finally the last community card, the river. Then we finish off with a final round of betting, and the best 5-card hand takes the money.
I don't know. I personally
50
I
to
like
play.
Early going in our Poker Heaven European cash game. Gary, how do you go about sussing out players you haven't sat with
No,
before?
if I'm in the hand.
Well, for the most part, I just watch, see how many
350.
hands they're playing, how confident they look when they're actually playing in them, how much table banter they're doing.
If you're confused about what's okay,
More
then
often than not, you find a lot of the internet pros, like Albert and even to some extent Peter, although he's had some very good results live as well. They're very quiet, so they're a lot harder to read. They don't never seem quite as comfortable as, say, someone like Neil or Andy Black, who are going to be very, very talkative.
Because, you know, I know you're a bit of a stickler for things like that, and I'm not
Pass.
so bothered.
50.
No, but you
Pass.
can be a bit of a
I
stickler.
bet
I know-
for that
Pass round
Yeah, and I'm
to
not really
Peter Eastgate.
fussed
He's also
about
going to
it.
fold.
I don't think
We're going to hear from Eric Liu in the
200.
cut-off.
Spoils it around.
9-10 offsuit for him.
Pass.
I just
Looks like 4-time the big blind is going to be the standard.
Defending
Defending from Sammy George. Just
Well,
Queen
they call
7
him
offsuit.
Sammy
5,
any 2,
2,
George. He's going to prove that to us early on.
Well, he's not playing passive. At least he's trying to take control of the pot.
650.
That's an over bet as well.
It's a pretty big bet. Never played with you before, so I think I'm gonna have to pass.
Pass.
Eric's not going to have a chance to read Sammy. Never played with him before.
Yeah, I was going to say you won't know what to make of Sammy yet, but Eric's a really smart player. He'll figure it out, right? Sammy George won't be able to get away with that for too long, you wouldn't have thought.
Or
No,
race.
I wouldn't have thought so.
You want them to sleep with your sister?
Well, I don't know. I think
100
I prefer
straddle.
to sleep with my wife.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Straddles on this hand, 100 to play.
Depends on the mood I'm in.
100. Pass.
Was that too much information? I don't
It was. But they definitely delete it.
We're going to hear from Peter Eastgate,
350.
and no surprise, 2 10s.
Look at that. He puts 350 and look how he checks his cards again.
Oh my
And
goodness.
this could be
Look at
trouble.
the re-raise coming in here.
Yeah, looks like we've got a bit of a hand brewing here.
It's commentary on every hand.
1125 total.
That's a good size re-raise.
Now, how do you like to play 10s when you get re-raised behind?
Well, in this kind of a size pot, with the amount of money they've got between them,
Thanks.
I probably call this and pretty well know that I've got to catch a 10 in this board, and hope that the guy's got the overpair that I give him. There we go. Looks like
Cool.
Peter's going to be playing it the same way. It comes down 3 small. We'll see if he can get away with it. That ace may
Ace,
slow
3,
them
jack.
both down, of course.
Check.
Eric might have one pop at this. He
Check.
has got position. He can take the card. That's what he's done.
5.
Yeah, that allows him potentially to extract a bit of money later on.
Of course, if Peter can put him on queens or kings, he might be able to take it away from him.
I can't check my hand. I can't.
Yeah.
He's gonna see it. Alright, I'll check.
Check.
2 queens, Eric, I promise.
Check.
Well, will Eric try and
Check.
extract a bit of money on the river?
He's got to think, what's he going to get called with?
Kind of want to see what he has. Calling my re-raises.
I mean, presumably he's trying to get paid by exactly the kind of hand
11.50.
Peter Eastgate has.
Exactly. Peter's got to decide now, is there a hand that Eric's going to have checked all this way and then try and value bet on the end that he can beat?
It's early in the cash game. Does that have a bearing on Peter's decision? He might want to have a look at Eric and...
Maybe size him up, get a
Yeah.
clue to how he plays. Possibly. But I'm sure if you give him half that much, he'll tell you. It's looking like a good value bet, though, from Eric. If he's this close to actually getting a caller.
No, I mean,
Yeah, it's an art form, isn't it? Trying to price people in or trying to find the right amount.
case for
And being
slow.
consistent when you haven't got the hand is also the other thing that's nice, not to give any extra information away.
Really?
It's starting to look like one of those situations where Peter
Well,
Eastgate is
he's-
going to call, yeah.
He's got the price, he's got the one hand he can beat and get a caller from. Good play there from Eric.
Yeah, pitched that river bet perfectly, and
What are you two playing, huh?
you have to think extracts the maximum. He really wasn't going to get much more than that at any point in the hand, was he?
No, I think that was perfect play.
Here's how they sit after the early going. And Eric Liu is on top of the shop at the moment after that pot with Peter Eastgate. Join us after the break for more action from the European cash game.